You don't gotta be the same person you were 5 minutes ago. You don't gotta be the same person you were 5 minutes ago. Yeah, that's what my sister reminded me of when I was all stressy this week. I had a stressy week. Holy shit, my arm is already tired from holding the phone. I want to put it down. Woo. How am I gonna do this the whole time? Why am I so weak today? Why am I so weak? So, fuck. I did my first mic in Calgary on Tuesday, and I just felt sad after. I was disappointed in myself. Not just disappointed, I was so worried about the future. So wait, what do I have anything else to catch you up on from the last video though? Yeah, no. We'll just go with this. It'll all come together as it needs to. So yeah, the first mic, it was okay. I delivered my lines, I feigned confidence, because I haven't done stand-up in 6 months, new city, don't know any of the other comics, and it was in like a old character building that had been converted into a bar, and so like the actual, okay, my phone cut off for a second there, I gotta backtrack, I don't know exactly where it was. I think I was saying, so yeah, this new mic is in a place that feels like so yeah, I did my first mic. I felt a little shy and everything because first time doing a mic in a new city, all the other comics know each other. The space was kind of like the type that would bring on more nerves for me because it felt more intimate. People were sitting like on couches and stuff really close to the stage. It was bright, like you could see me, I could see them. And yeah, so I just felt my nerves come on as soon as I started talking. I didn't really feel them so much before. No, I did. I had my sometimes when I get nervous, I sweat so much. Like, it's absurd. So I started to feel the sweating come on, which I haven't had since like a year and a half when I was doing it in Chicago. And but yeah, I managed to just kind of feign enough confidence to not speed up too much in my set, project my voice well, but I did not connect with the audience at all. And all the other comics were kind of loosey-goosey talking to the audience and having a little bit of banter, some crowd work. It's not that I want to even do crowd work, but I do want to connect with the audience. So I don't just want to have a script and go and talk it at them. So I want to slow down a little bit, just riff a little bit with people and I just didn't do any of that. And it made me feel shitty about the first impression that I set, but then I have had this history of tendency to feel like I'm locked into the first impression that I give people. I had super bad social anxiety growing up, and in college, the first seminar class, where you're in a small room and it's discussion based, it always felt like so much pressure for me to set a good first impression and make sure I had I talked and that I had some interesting things to say, and otherwise, I felt like I was cemented into that impression for the rest of the semester, which is, it's not a good thing to believe, and I've tried to work on it, and this week I was working on it. Because I was all the next day, on Wednesday, I was just so bummed out. I was me and my sister had to do errands, and she's bummed out about her own things because we're both still going through all our moving, growing pains. And I'm bummed out about wow, fell into a hole just now. I've moved here to have a proper comedy scene, city scene, and I just ruined it, and forever I'm gonna be timid and below my potential and not gonna be respected by my peers. And these are all the cascade of thoughts and sensations that I was having after, and I'm just like aware of them at the same time. I'm like kind of able to be like, well, feels very real, very much like this is the truth, but I think I've probably been here before in this kind of situation, and it wasn't permanent actually. I had some other experiences that ruptured that certainty. I was able to talk my way out of it to myself, do some mindfulness, just detach from the thoughts, not give them so much fuel and believing them so much. So I was trying to do that, but it's really amazing. I'm sure you guys can relate of how much sometimes something feels so real and truthful at the time, like a negative belief. Even if you're like, you know better, like it's not that it happens all the time. I'm gonna open this umbrella. It's not that it happens all the time, and yet you're like thrown back in it, and it kind of feels regressive, and like all the work that you've done is for nothing, and things are never going to change. But yeah, I kept reminding myself, trying to think different mantras, and this too shall pass is always a good one. Friend of the channel, Jared, also loves that one, mentioned it to me, and I really, it is just the truth. So if you can like let it sink in at all, it really helps. And I was just trying to give myself like unconditional love. I'm like, my worthiness is not dependent on if I impress other people at an open mic. We all have inherent value, just to remind you. Yes, you do. And think about, yeah, there might be a particular like role in your life that's so salient, feels like the be all end all of your existence for a bit. Whether that's trying to be a good romantic partner and like keep your partner satisfied and around, or if it's being a good parent and not wanting to fail at that, or excelling in your career. But I don't know, we all have had family members that love us no matter what. I know sometimes people are alienated from the family or they lose them, but we have all had that, and I'm sure that you have friends and community members who value you, and again, you also just have inherent value. So I was trying to remind myself of all that shit of like, because I don't like the idea of only feeling good when it's conditional on me like performing well in something. Like stand up in particular always has that temptation to only feel as good as your last set, as people say. So I was like, I don't want to fall into that trap of only feeling good, but I can't help it. In that case, it did just kind of hurt, and because of this long-term tendency to believe I'm going to be cemented into my first impression, it felt like, fuck, I ruined it, and why did I even jump into it? I'm not settled into our place. We don't have all our basics. It's still a pigsty. My nervous system is unsettled. I'm not sleeping that well. Why did I start sign up now? But the reason why I wanted to was because it takes a bit to like build relationships, and I was like, I want to plant the seeds now. I didn't really like continuing to just go as like an audience member and just feel like a little groupie. I was like, I do too. I want to be part of the peer gang a little bit. And then the other reason was that all the other stresses that I'm going through with moving and working like a minimum wage job that I'm overqualified for and everything, is I was like, well, I'm doing it all so I could do comedy here and mindfulness channel and coaching. So I wanted to jump in so that I'm reminded of the things that are important to me, but then I felt like I've ruined it. So I had, just a pouty day, and I was trying to keep my head above water by like giving myself the reminders, but the feeling was pretty present. And then it started to fade though. I remember one time one of my brothers saying, because I was like, should I just not be trying to do comedy? Because anytime I get negative feedback, I feel kind of bad for up to 24 hours. And he was like, 24 hours isn't too bad. Like, it could be worse. And that actually goes by pretty fast. So if it's otherwise something you love and you can put up with the 24-hour slump, like, maybe just don't beat yourself up over that. Just let it happen. Well, I added all the rest of that part, but so I was kind of reminding myself of that too. I was like, oh yeah, stand-up's like a wave, it goes up and down. So yeah, I'm in the down part, and I don't even need another, like, a good mic experience before I feel good. I probably will just feel good after a new sleep. Other things will happen in life, conversations, try to take my attention off myself, see how my sister's doing, etc. So then yesterday rolls around, and yeah, I was feeling pretty good. I reconnected with an old friend / partner, lover, and that felt really nice. I really missed the friendship. And so yeah, other things came into view, and then yesterday went to the other mic, and it went so well. Like, I mean, for me, for like what I'm trying to get out of an experience. I'm not saying I crushed it. There was barely an audience. No, what was good about it was that I was loose, I had fun, and I didn't do the same experience. I didn't repeat the experience by my limiting beliefs and on the assumption that just because I was stiff and nervous the first time that I had to be the second time. Because also my little sister reminded me, I was telling her my woes around this, and she was like, hey, you don't even have to be the same person you were 5 minutes ago, let alone 2 days ago. And I was like, thank you, that's a great mantra right now. So I was like telling myself that. I'm like, I don't have to fulfill that last impression. And I gotta have fun. And she's like, yeah, and nothing matters anyway. So that really helped me, and it always has helped me to have some kind of grounding perspective mantra thingy that is applicable to whatever the struggle is I'm going through. The other thing to remember that's super empowering is that often when you're like thrown back into a triggering situation where you're like, I thought I'd grown past this, I'm back in this loop of whether it's like a depressive loop or anxious or just feeling like you're going beyond your comfort zone. Well, because you're probably going beyond your comfort zone, and that's a good thing. That's growth. You're not stagnating. So that was something else I was reminding myself of. I'm like, well, I'm getting one more rep, another experience. So like, this can't actually be a bad experience. Oh yeah, my sister was also like, there's no such thing as failing, there's only learning. So I just had all those positive mantras going around, and I was like, I wrote down on my set list to remember. Sorry, my arms are so weak today. I have to keep trading holding the camera and the umbrella. Wow. So yeah, good morning. Go see if I have anything in my eyeballs. Hey, no, it's fine. Yeah. So even when it feels like a bad experience, you're probably just growing. Okay, so yeah, the experience was good because there were some circumstantial things that helped me, that were in my favor. It wasn't all just willpower, okay? And that's okay. So the way the room was set up was more conducive to me feeling more relaxed. It was a bar where it was more long and narrow, so there wasn't so many people crowded up front. They had sort of more bright lights shining at me, so it's harder for me to directly see people. Like, I want to see people, but the living room situation was a little intense, and so I could still see people a little bit. I was trying to connect with them. It was kind of just like a perfect balance, and the pressure felt down because there was barely an audience. So the other comics and the person running it was just kind of like, yeah, should we even do this? I mean, we're basically just going to be doing our sets to each other. And we're like, yes, let's do it anyway. And then a few people showed up, civilians. And I've seen these comics already do mics, and they do well, and they're like skilled. And so, and they weren't really getting huge laughs because the temperature of the room, people, you know, it was mostly just other comics. And we're just, you know, not be like the best crowd. And so there was just this expectation that it's just going to be like really relaxed, and you're probably just going to be talking to yourself up there. And that was just the perfect set of conditions for me to not put a lot of pressure on myself. And so, yeah, I was way more able to connect with the crowd, ask some questions, riff a little bit. Came up, and a couple of the lines that I riffed, another comic came up to me after and told me those were two that he particularly liked. So that was really awesome, and it just felt fun and good. Okay, so and then after, I got to like hang out with the comics, and because I didn't after the first time either, it was just too crowded. I was like, my cousin and his friends and my sister had come to the first night, and so I kind of was just hanging out with them, so I wasn't like, I was kind of not, it wasn't as conducive as well to like getting to know the comics. So it was just like, I kind of got to connect with a bunch of them after. I just felt so much more like, okay, I'm gonna become part of this community if I keep showing up, and I can actually, I'm super excited about that mic in particular, because the host, I think he's got a great model going where he wants to only sign people up who are working on new stuff, and then the crowd is aware. It's called Reckless, the comedy show, so it's like goes with the theme, I suppose, of people are just getting reckless up there, trying stuff out. And so I'm just so excited to try. I have so many drafted out bits in documents that I have not tried on stage, and I'll probably also start making short videos, like joke draft, talking shorts, reels, or whatever, just because they're just gonna sit in those documents, and I'm gonna die one day. And just, what if someone gets some laughs out of them? Or what if I also just selfishly need them to be out there and people to have known that I've had those thoughts? Both reasons are good for me to put them out. Also, just all the other reasons. It's good exposure. You can get good feedback online. Possibly it gives you practice in all the domains of talking to the camera, putting content out, just like using the platforms, growing your platform, blah, 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 blah. Anyway, all of that's to say that I'm excited about these outlets to try out and put out new unpolished bits, because I also think that will allow me to be more playful on stage and develop that muscle more of being relaxed with the audience, just make it feel like we're connected in the room. And so yeah, it was a really good turnaround experience, but I have to say, I was still trying to remind myself, okay, I'm gonna enjoy this, but I'm not going to be too attached to this positive outcome that I experienced, because that would be conditional self-worth and enjoyment or whatever. But no, I'm going to enjoy it. I'm really going to try to soak it in, let it help change my brain, give myself more positive experiences, and knowing that I can do these things. I can get up on stage, do the public speaking, enjoy being sort of unguarded with people, So I gotta teach my brain. I gotta, really embrace it while it happens. But knowing that even if I didn't have the good experience, I would still have inherent value. I would still be able to just practice being. My eyeballs itchy and stuff, you guys. I'm just gonna scratch right into the camera. Good. The rain is falling. I would love to know if you have similar experiences of both feeling like you underperformed in an area maybe that you had previous capability in, and then feeling like, oh shit, are you going backwards? Maybe the experience of a really positive experience with something, but then not wanting to like completely hitch your sense of well-being to it, because that too shall pass. And yeah. What are your favorite mantras right now? It's so nice. Can you hear the rain? I don't know what kind of track this is. Like BMX? I don't know. Or like, I saw kids. I'm like, I don't think it was like regular skateboards. It was like from afar the other day. Doesn't really, like, I don't know. And I guess I don't care too much, but I'll find out one day. So we'll just do some mindful ASMR walking around in the rain with the umbrella. Giving my arms a little baby workout. I am so tuning into this raindrop sound. This is some mindful walking, just being present with my senses. I love the sound of my feet on the gravel pathway. I absolutely love the raindrops. The temperature is pretty humid and warm, so it's pleasant to me. There's some great greenery around. I'm gonna stand in this tree. Wow. Who needs an umbrella when you got a tree canopy? Yes, we're going to be here. That is the truth. This is a dumb thought, but I've always been pretty impressed by tree canopies' capacity to block the rain. Like when it's raining hard and you stand under a tree canopy and you're like, but there's so many holes in it. But I guess the different crisscross, like a lot of space does get covered. This tree, this leaf up high, provides some protection. You got one over here, and I don't know. I'm trying to work it out in my head right now. And at the end of the day, I think I'm wrong. I think there is a lot of holes, and I'm feeling them, but it's still pretty darn good. How much do you hate ticks? I was working at the casino bar, and one of the cooks said he was walking downtown Calgary, not even near trees or nothing. He felt a tickle on his arm. Fucking tick. What? That's scary. I actually should check myself after this. When I left BC, they were relentless. They were everywhere. You couldn't even walk from your vehicle to your house without them ambushing you from the grass and stuff. But I didn't think I'd gotta worry about it here. Rightio. Let's see if we have a few more trees to go mindfully stand in, and then we will wrap it up. Rain is coming down. This is more the type of tree that I feel like makes me think of ticks. I could be wrong, but I think I'm not gonna stand in those. You guys, it's probably not a great idea for me to stand in these trees. I just noticed there's playground with children and a parent. I don't know. It's just not as relaxing if you're a parent and children playing on a playground. You look over and there's someone standing in a tree nearby wearing black and stuff. So we'll carry on. There's a community garden. There's a big pig pen or something. Well, so this library, the library is right there. So this backs out this big field. It's got sports stuff. I don't know, volleyball and soccer fields and stuff. The library's pretty decent. I've gone there a few times. And so yeah, this is another park nearby. There's no huge ones really close to me, which don't want to be too much of a negative Nelly, but I wish there fucking was. You can't have it all, but you can. How about? I'm gonna believe I can. Someday I'll have a park back beside me. I'll be great. But for now, we look for the positive in what we have. Okay, I'm gonna walk back on this street. Would you like to join me for the ASMR walking continuation? You say yes? Okay. Sometimes I pretend to walk in a different direction because I just don't want a car to have to stop for me so I can walk across the street. It just feels like I'll just let you go and I'll just walk right after. We don't got to do this whole interaction thing. Can you do that? By the way, just a little plug. If you want to work with me as your mindfulness coach, that's the kind of thing we do, is like me talking through, you're living your life, right? And you have these triggering experiences or patterns. You get more aware of them, help you document them, label them, journal about them, and help you to dissolve them a little more, ease up on them, let them become learning experiences and not things that define you in negative ways. Just keep you accountable to practicing all these good practices and coming out on the other side more enlightened and hilarious. Since I don't have my glasses on right now, because I like to pretend that it helps me develop better eyesight to work them out without seeing with my glasses, I can't see things in the alleys as much, like things people are getting rid of, and that's good because I want to take everything. Like there was a cat scratch post that looked like brand new, and it's in the alley. I'm like, oh hell no, I don't want that going to the dump. There's some cat out there that needs that. Those things are expensive. So I took a photo of it and this cross street. I'm like, maybe I'll post it on Free Market Place or something, where it's like, I just say I saw this in this alleyway. Somebody go get it. Do you like scavenging? I might wrap this up because I gotta figure out which street I'm going on to finish up. Put my glasses on so I can see. And yeah. Sorry for the loud ending, but here's my clearing. No, fucking. That's okay, almost. Anyway, thank you for joining me on this mindfully processing my wow moments and taking. I hope that it's relatable, helpful, even if you have different examples of life experiences. And I hope that you keep finding mindful moments, creating them, enjoying life as well. And we'll see you next time.